Good afternoon, folks. My name is Hitzemann, County Court Judge here in Hernando County. You folks are here for your first appearance. The purpose of the first appearance is so that you may be informed of the charges against you. I'll determine if probable cause exists for those charges. Probable cause simply means it's more likely than not that a crime has occurred, and more likely than not that you were the person who committed the crime. Of course, as you stand before me today, I presume that you're innocent of these allegations. That presumption of innocence will stay with you through every stage of the proceedings, unless and until the State Attorney's Office is able to prove the allegations against you beyond and to the exclusion of a reasonable doubt. We'll set your conditions of pretrial release today, that is your bail or your bond. In most cases, you've got a bond set pursuant to the bond schedule here in the 5th Judicial Circuit, or the warrant which led to your arrest. I'll determine if that bond should be raised or lowered or left the same, or whether there'll be additional conditions of pretrial release placed upon you. We'll let you know when your next court date will be. If you'd like to have the services of the public defender, I'll gladly appoint the PD to represent you this morning. Do you have the right to have contact with folks on the outside, family, friends, counsel? If you have not had a chance to make that call, please let me know. We'll make sure that that happens. Finally, and most importantly, you're advised that you do have an absolute right to remain silent with regard to the facts which surround your arrest. I encourage you to do that. These proceedings are recorded. In addition, there is an assistant state attorney in the courtroom with me. If you say something that tends to incriminate you, they will use it against you in the prosecution down the road. And I need each and every one of you there at the jail to please raise your right hands and be sworn. Y'all solemnly swear or affirm, tell truth, whole truth, none but the truth. Outstanding. When you hear your name called, please step forward to the podium. Michelle Blount. Morning, Michelle. What's your date of birth?
2282.
Michelle, I have a warrant for you out of Washington County, Arkansas. Your choices here today are this. You are entitled, because of that warrant and you being here in Florida, to have an extradition hearing. The point of an extradition hearing would be to determine if you're the right person and if they actually have such a warrant in Washington County, Arkansas. If we determine that you are the right person and that warrant is valid, then from that point forward, the state of Arkansas would have 15 days to send somebody to come get you and get you back there. If you wish, you can, and why, most importantly, while you're waiting for that to happen, you're going to stay right where you're at in the Hernando County Jail. If you wish today, you can waive your right to that hearing. Nobody knows better than you whether this warrant is valid and if you're the right person. So you can waive your right to that hearing if you wish. If you waive today, then the state of Arkansas will be notified immediately, told that they have their 15 days starting now to come and get you. If they hadn't picked you up in 15 days, then they would bring you back to see me and then find out if Arkansas still wants you or if we can let you go or what the story is. So the answer I need from you is, would you like to wait here in the Hernando County Jail while we figure out getting you an extradition hearing? Would you like to put Arkansas on the clock right now, give them 15 days to come get you?
Put him on the clock right now.
There you go, girl. Sign that form if you haven't done it already. Did she sign it?
Thank you.
All right, they'll teletext immediately. Michelle told they have 15 days. If you're still here in 15, you and I will meet again, okay?
Okay.
Thank you. Christina Buonagoro. Want to miss what's your date of birth?
August 13th, 1990.
All right. This is a possession of a felony amount of marijuana. There's probable cause for the charge. As to that charge, you wish to represent yourself. You're going to hire private counsel. Would you like me to appoint the public defender?
Public defender.
I'll appoint the PD. State, what can you tell me?
No history, Your Honor.
All right. That's interesting. Young lady, I have an address for you on Broad Street here in Brooksville. Is that where you live?
Yes.
How long have you lived there?
A couple years.
You have a job these days?
Yes.
What do you do?
I work for Big Lots.
Okay. I'll set your bond at $500. You're going to be back in court on the 22nd of January. Christina, it's very important that you contact the public defender's office when you get out, all right?
Okay.
All right, thank you. Deborah Reynolds. Morning, Ms. Reynolds. What's your date of birth?
9662.
And Ms. Reynolds, this charge this morning is driving on a suspended license. There's probable cause for the charge. State, does she have any other history of any kind?
No, Your Honor.
Ms. Reynolds, if you're interested, I'd let you resolve this case this afternoon. You could do that by entering a no contest plea. If you did that, I'd sentence you to 1 day in the county jail with that day already served. There'd be a fine and court cost of $488.50 for the day in jail, but you could get on a payment plan for that after you got out. And then you wouldn't ever have to come back to court. This case would be resolved. If you'd like, you want to do that today, or you think you want to have a chance to speak to an attorney first?
I don't want to come back.
Okay. All right. Well, Deborah, you understand by entering a plea today, you give up the right to have a trial by jury, the right to confront the witnesses against you, the right to remain silent, the right to have a lawyer represent you, but you want to give up those rights so we can take care of this today?
Yes, sir.
As to the charge that you drove knowing your license had been suspended or revoked, how do you wish to plead? You may plead no contest. Means you're not fighting the charge, Deborah? You want to plead no contest?
Yes.
Very good.
No contest.
There you go. I'll accept that plea. Find is freely and voluntarily made. Will adjudicate you guilty. Sentence you to 1 day in the county jail. Credit 1 day served. Fine and court cost is $488.50 for the day in jail. When you get out, Deborah, if there's nothing else keeping you, you're going to be released today. When you get out, stop by the clerk's office here in Brooksville, and you can set up a payment plan for those amounts. Okay?
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Ilana Urena? Want to miss what's your date of birth?
6/15/1987.
Young lady, I have 2 charges this morning, driving under the influence and operating a motor vehicle without a valid driver's license. There's probable cause for those charges. As to those charges, you want to represent yourself. You want to hire private counsel. Would you like me to appoint the public defender?
Public defender.
I'll appoint the PD, state.
I have a grand theft in 2015, petty theft 2015, false name to Leo 2015, felony petty theft, possession of Mossy 2016, possession of Valcaz land 2016, and that's it.
Okay. And young lady, I have an address for you on Notting Shade Drive here in Brooksville. Is that where you live?
Yes, sir.
How long have you lived there?
For 3 years.
Do you have a job these days?
Not right now, sir. I was planning to go to New York to go get some surgery done. So no, not right now.
Okay. When were you planning to go to New York?
Was planning to go after January 1st of January, but I guess I can't.
Well, I would sure prefer it if you didn't, because if you fail to show up in court on this, then you're going to have bigger issues, okay?
No, I wouldn't. I would show up.
All right. All right. Now, I don't know what your arresting officer was thinking. He set you at ROR on the DUI and 500 on the license. I'm going to switch those around. I'll set you at 500 on the DUI and ROR on the license. It's the same amount. It's still a total of $500. You'll be back in court on January 16th. Very important that you contact the public defender when you get out, right?
Good time.
Thank you.
Ladies, this way.
Cedric Denard. Want to sir, what's your date of birth?
6/2/89.
Cedric, we have a charge of felony possession of marijuana. There's probable cause for that charge. As to that charge, you want to represent yourself and hire private counsel. Would you like me to appoint the public defender?
Private defender.
Okay, I'll appoint the public defender, Steve.
There is a felony to Willis on 2016, sale of marijuana 2016, possession of cocaine 2016, several other drug charges dating back to 2010, and petty theft also 2010.
And Cedric, I have an address for you on Stubb Street. Is that where you live?
Yes, it is.
How long you been there?
A year and a half.
You have a job these days?
Yeah, I'm an engineer at a studio, kind of like under the table.
Okay. We'll leave your bond at the $2,000. I'll have you back in court on the 22nd of January. Very important that you contact the PD when you get out, all right?
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Excuse me, sir. Can I ask a question for
Sure can.
I was unavailable to contact my people on the outside. Is there a way that you can let them know that I need?
Sure thing. Cedric, who do you want to contact?
My mother.
What's your mom's name?
Belinda.
What's your last name?
Denard.
Okay. And what's the phone number?
352-277-2443.
All right. They'll let you make that call. All right, Cedric?
Yes, sir.
All right. Thank you. Joshua Jacoby?
Your Honor,
Yes.
just real quick on Cedric, he is here on a weekend sentence as well. I don't know if he needs to be notified.
I'm sorry. I can't hear you.
Mr. Denard is there on weekends as well.
Oh, he's doing a weekend jail sentence?
Yes, on case number 18MM3268. So I didn't know if he needs to be notified or if we need to notify probation.
Probation is here. They know now.
Yes,
Thank
Judge. 28 days weekends with Judge Ruby on 12/11 when he was sentenced.
Oh, this is, okay. I assume you're going to do a VOP?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Yeah, probation knows there'll be a warrant forthcoming, I suspect.
And as long as this charge is a prior, I'll have to research that.
Oh, this just happened.
It just happened.
All right, Mr. Jacoby, what's your date of birth?
2691, Your Honor.
Okay, good. Charge is retail theft. There's probable cause for the charge. As to that charge, you want to represent yourself. You want to hire private counsel. Would you like the public defender?
Public defender.
Appoint the PD, state.
There is a possession or maintenance of an explosive, 2013. Resisting without, 2014. Possession of paraphernalia and false name to a police officer, 2014. Several theft charges in 2016. Aggravated assault on an officer, 2016. And I believe that's it.
Okay. And Joshua, I have an address for you on Serene Street in Weekiwachi. Is that where you live?
Yes, Your Honor.
How long have you lived there?
7 years.
And you have a job these days?
I go for one on Friday, actually, Your Honor.
Okay, what are you trying to get?
Irrigation system, doing sprinkler systems.
Okay. Hang on one second. Okay. Joshua, looks like you got a pending battery charge too. Is that right?
Yes, Your Honor. I was out on bond.
Yeah. That's the trouble with being 7'2" and from Rhinelander. I'm gonna remember you, even when nobody else does.
Yes, Your Honor. I'm trying to turn my life around, Your Honor. That's why I'm getting a job on Friday and all that.
Okay.
I got a kid on the way.
Hang on a second. In that case, looks like it's coming back January 9th. Is that right?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. Tell you what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna on this one. I'm gonna leave the bond for the schedule, which is a 2,000. Under normal circumstances, Joshua, your bond in that battery case would get revoked and you'd be in jail without bond. That's my
Yes, Your Honor.
case, but I'm not going to do that to you today. But you need to understand, if you get out, that there's no more room for error. All right?
Yes, Your
If
Honor.
I find out you got a speeding ticket, I'm going to come down on you like a load of bricks. Do you understand that?
I understand.
Okay, nothing else. No more problems.
All right, thank you.
And it doesn't mean when you get to felony court on this theft, they won't try to do it to you down there. But this is coming back on the 22nd of January. You're going to come see me on the 9th of January for your misdemeanor, and we're going to be looking for a way to get that resolved because that's how you'll stay out of jail on the felony case, all right?
All right, well, thank you.
Very good. So 22nd of January on this one.
All right, thank you.
Yep. Robert Kobe.
Hello, Your Honor.
Morning, Robert. What's your date of birth?
6/20/91.
Robert, the charge is violation of an injunction for protection. There's probable cause for the charge. As to that charge, you want to represent yourself and a hire private counsel. Would you like me to appoint the public defender?
Public defender, please, Your
I'll
Honor.
appoint the PD state.
Possession of a controlled substance back in 2011. Out of state.
That's it?
Yes, sir.
Robert, I have an address for you in Oakdale, Pennsylvania. Is that where you live?
Your Honor, that's where my last driver's license was from. I just haven't converted over to a Florida driver's license. I've lived down here in Florida for a good time now.
Okay. You have 10 days to change your license over. So I guess we've exceeded the 10 days is what you're telling me?
Yes, sir. I haven't been driving.
Okay. What's your address here in Florida?
10,007 Scarlet Court, Weeki Wachee, Florida.
Which is where your folks live.
Yes, sir. That's the address I've been using, but I also have other family here too that I can stay
so
with.
those are the people you're not supposed to have contact with.
Absolutely, and I didn't have any
Don't
plans
stop.
on
I'm
going back
not trying to entice you to tell me more about what happened, but I'm just saying that going forward can't be the address, okay? Because I'm going to set a bond here in a second. Condition of the bond is that you're going to continue to abide by that injunction. And that injunction is in full force and effect until a judge says it isn't. So your folks saying they don't care doesn't get it done, okay? So you have to abide by that injunction as long as it exists as a legal entity, and that's not something going to change here in Florida because it came from Ohio. So.
Yes, sir. I would also like to just let you know, I love my parents very much, and it was Christmas Day yesterday.
Okay, I really wish you wouldn't talk about it, Robert, because it's not going to get better for you, all right? Just hang on a sec. State any other history you told me?
No.
Just that, all right. I'll set your bond at $500. Condition of the bond, like I said, is abide by that injunction, which means you don't live on Scarlet Court until we get this case resolved. I'll have you back in court on the 16th of January. Very important that you contact the public defender if you get out, all right?
Yes, Your Honor. Is that 10% of 500?
I think that's on a $500 it's going to cost you $100, but I'm not a bondsman. But that's what I hear. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you, Your Honor.
Jason LeBlanc. No, Jason LeBlanc.
He bonded.
He bonded. C'est magnifique. Gilberto Perez.
Morning, Your Honor.
Morning, Mr. Perez. What's your date of birth?
3/23/71.
Gilberto, you have two charges today: possession of controlled substance, possession of marijuana. There's probable cause for those charges. As to those charges, you're going to represent yourself. You're going to hire private counsel. Would you like the public defender?
Public defender, Your Honor.
I'll point the PD. And state looks like Gilberto has some open cases, some misdemeanors. What else has he got?
A grand theft in 2016, possession of paraphernalia in 2016, possession of controlled substance 2018, and old out-of-state history.
Okay. Gilberto, I have an address for you on Tryon Circle in Spring Hill. Is that Tryon Circle in Spring Hill? Is that where you live?
Yes, sir.
How long have you been there?
I've been there for 2 years there.
Do you have a job these days?
I was working for some construction on Trinity that they're doing on Trinity Hospital.
Right.
And I have to go Monday, so
okay.
Hopefully.
All right. You are in the same position. Under normal circumstances, I could revoke your bond in your misdemeanor cases and hold you without bond until those come back. Because I'm feeling magnanimous today, I'm not going to revoke your bond either, just like I didn't with Mr. Jacoby. But the deal is, if you pick up any more charges of any kind along the way, you're going to find yourself in jail without bond. Do you understand that?
I do understand, but I don't know too much about Florida because I haven't been up here too much. You know, I come and go.
I'm telling you now,
And
brother.
I understand.
Do you hear me now? If you and the sheriff's office have any more contact, you are going to be in jail without bond. So now you know that about Florida, right?
Yes, sir.
That's all you need to know. You're not going to jaywalk. You're not going to swipe a pack of gum from Walmart. Nothing. You're certainly not going to have any drugs or weed on you. Okay? Nothing until we get these cases resolved. You read me?
Okay, correct.
Okay. That's all I want to hear. That you get it. I'm going to set your bonds on these at $1,000 on each. So the total is $2,000. These are coming back on the 22nd of January. You're going to be back to see me on the 8th of January. Make sure you keep your court dates. Make sure you contact the public defender when you get out, okay?
No problem.
All right. Thank you. Justin Turney. Morning, Justin. What's your date of birth?
October 27, 1984.
Justin, the charges are possession of methamphetamine, possession of drug paraphernalia. There's probable cause for those charges. As to those charges, you wish to represent yourself. You're going to hire private counsel. Would you like me to appoint the public defender?
I'll hire private counsel.
Very good. State what you tell.
No history.
Justin, I have an address for you in St. Petersburg. Is that where you live?
That's correct.
How long have you been there?
2.5 years.
And you have a job these days?
I do.
What do you do?
I'm a general manager for a restaurant.
What restaurant?
Medici's.
Okay. I'm going to set your bond on the meth at $2,000 on the paraphernalia at 1. That's a total of 3. You'll be back in court on the 22nd of January. When you speak to your lawyer, make sure you tell him about that date, okay?
Thank you.
Thank you. Robinson Velez. Morning, sir. What's your date of birth?
November 12, 1984.
Robinson, you're here on a charge of battery being domestic in nature. There's probable cause for that charge. As to that charge, you're going to represent yourself. You're going to hire private counsel. Would you like me to appoint the public defender?
Public defender.
I'm going to appoint the PD. State any history?
No, Your Honor.
Okay. And this... Diana?
Yes.
Raise your right hand for me. Best you can. You got to swap. Solemnly swear affirm, tell the truth, whole truth, none but the truth.
Yes.
State your name.
Diana Velez.
Diana, what do you want to tell me about Robinson or what happened last night?
It was something that's never happened before.
Okay.
Robinson is a good person, never laid hands on anybody. He is a correction officer. And I would like him to come home.
Okay. You afraid that he's going to hurt you or harm you in any way?
Absolutely not.
Anybody threaten you or coerce you to get you come here this afternoon?
Absolutely not. Came on myself.
Okay. Here's what we're going to do. Robinson, I'm going to set your bond at $100. Condition of the bond is that you're going to have peaceful contact only with Diana. It's always a crime to touch her any way she doesn't want to be touched. It could be a violation of your conditions of pretrial release to so much as raise your voice while this charge is pending. All contact that you have with her must be able to be described as peaceful. So anything that isn't peaceful could get you back in jail without bond. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
Diana, as far as you're concerned, you want to go bond him out and get him home today, you sure can do that. But nothing about today changes anything going forward. If something happens and you are afraid or think you need to call 911, you should do that. They'll come running just as fast as they ever would, all right? The other thing, Diana, I'll tell you to do, I would guess that last night they gave you a packet. They made you an appointment to speak to the state attorney's office. You must keep that appointment because the only way that they know what you want to do with this case is if you keep that appointment and speak to them, okay?
Yes.
Robinson, you're going to be back in court on the 16th of January. Very important that you contact the public defender's office when you get out, okay?
Yes, sir.
All right, good luck to you.
Thank you very much.
Got anything else for me, Joe?
No, thank you.
Awesome, thank you.